It's very good morning, dear students. Welcome back to online physics class. So today we are going to discuss another new chapter. It is the third chapter in our physics syllabus. The chapter is sources of energy. So except this, only two chapters are there. One is a human and colorful world, and about magnetism. So in that also only magnetism is a big chapter. Dear students already told many times that human eye and the source, human eye and colorful world are almost linked with. Light chapter only, excluding about the human eye and hypermetropia, myopia, and presbyopia. So these are linked with the human eye, but excluding that, remaining all are linked with the light chapter only. So that is also easy chapter and small chapter. And after excluding the source of energy, also only one chapter is there, that is a magnetism. That is one of the big chapter. So actually I want to start that chapter, but is a teacher is needed to discuss that chapter in front of students. So furtherly, so after we'll come to school, we will discuss that chapter. I say this, dear students. And now I'm going to enter the sources of energy. Dear student, just you focus. So whatever we discuss, because everything is there in this chapter only. I think these sources of energy is come for you coming in biology also. So just everything theory, just you focus, right? Yes. See, just before entering lesson, I want to discuss about introduction. See about how what are the energy sources we are discussing here. How we can use the energy, right? And how the energy sources we are discussed here. This is the main concept in this chapter. See, we know we need energy for doing work, right? The energy, the simple definition of energy is the capacity to doing the work is known as the energy, right? So that only we need energy for doing work. So there are many types of work, and so there are different types of energy. So in everyday life, we are using different types of works, like for example, in a body is a process due to its motion, that energy is known as kinetic energy. In a body is process due to its position, that energy we call potential energy. A body is possessed due to its gravitation. We call that is gravitation energy. So due to these electric charges, electrical energy. Due to the magnetic poles or magnetic charges, we call magnetic energy, and nuclear energy, and thermal energy, heat energy, light energy. There are different types of energies is there in our daily life we are using. So further, there are different types of work. Then only there are different types of energies are there. So and we know very well energy becomes an essential part of our everyday life. So now we shall now discuss about the different sources of energy and group them according to the manner in which they supply energy. So dear students, now I am going to discuss a concept in these sources of energy. First I want to discuss about characteristics. It means factors, different factors constituting a sources of energy. The first factor is it should be capable of providing an adequate amount, so abundable amount. It should be is capable of providing an adequate amount. And second one, it should be convenient to use, easy to transport and store. Right or not? It should be convenient to use and easy to transport and store. And third one, it should be the capable of delivering desired quantity of energy at a steady rate. It should be the capable of delivering desired quantity of energy at a steady rate. And see, and the fourth one, steady rate over a long period of time. And we know very well it is a common characteristic. Energy neither be created nor destroyed, and it can be transferred from one place to another place. Yes. So here home requirement I want to discuss about that. In homes, so beside carrying life activities, we mostly use fuels and electricity for heating, lighting, and operating machines and other appliances. Like I think so. In everyday we are using in homes. See this. We mostly use different types of fuels and electricity. It's also electrical energy, for heating components like heater and lightning devices and operating machines and other. These are the different forms of energy. We can do different types of work in everyday life in case in home requirement also. See, now I'm going to discuss a very important that is a conventional non-conventional sources of energy. Listen carefully. See, these sources of energy are classified as conventional sources of energy and non-conventional sources of energy. The conventional sources of energy, the source which are used extensively since ancient times, right? Older. The source which are used extensively since ancient times, and a major portion of our energy requirement are met by them. Example: fossil fuels and hydro energy are known as conventional sources of energy. And not only that. Not only fossil fuels and hydro energy, biomass energy and wind energy are also coal conventional sources of energy. What is the meaning of conventional sources of energy? The sources which are used extensively since ancient times and major portion of energy requirement are made by them. This is second one, non-conventional sources of energy. The sources which are not used extensively, that is are limited to in use, are called non-conventional sources of energy. For example, solar energy, sea energy, geothermal energy, and nuclear energy. And these are called alternative sources of energy also. These are not used extensively. It means are limited to use or called non-conventional sources. Example, we know very well solar energy, sea energy, geothermal energy, nuclear energy. These are called alternative sources of energy. Yes, now I want to discuss about fossil fuels, right? So, how we define the fossil fuels, right? Very important, dear students. The combustible substances formed from the dead remains of the animals and plants which were buried deep under the surface of the earth over millions of years are called fossil energy sources or fossil fuels. So, how we define fossil fuels? The combustible substances formed from the dead remains of the animals and plants which were buried deep under the surface of the earth over millions of years are called fossil energy sources or fossil